Welcome back to Racing Minds. I'm Ski, and we have finally officially made it to Daytona. It seems like it's been, a while, but that's what the Super Bowl means. Super Bowl means we're going to Daytona in a few minutes. So I'm excited to be there. And it also, it's kind of important because it, means a lot of racing that, seasons are about to start. And yes, we have the three major touring series from NASCAR. We have the ARCA series. Yeah, they're all starting, but that means we're coming up on the start of the IndyCar season and F1. And, a lot of things are going to be picking up. Supercross is still killing, but Daytona, I always take it as, racing season is finally getting underway once that's done. And there's a lot of good racing to come. I mean, anyone that tries to tell you otherwise is kind of, dumb, but it's all about that place right there, the Daytona International Speedway, DIS, sold out house. I think it's going to be amazing just to see all those people together, even though we've, always seen it, but it's going to be really, really, really cool to me. And, a lot of stuff that's going to go on the next couple days, which is really, really, exciting as well, because you got practices, duels, races, qualifying. Like, it's jam packed for the next couple of days, and I think that's something we should all be very much so excited about, just because it's been so long. Like, I'm excited for it. I'm sure you guys are excited about it. Like, it's a good time. And again, whether you're a NASCAR fan or not, that does mean that all the other things, Indy cars, F1, like all these things are, going to be coming up online here shortly, which is a very good thing too. So I think you should be excited about Daytona regardless if you're a racing fan, just because of the history and everything it means. But when I say there's a lot of racing that's going to happen the next couple of days, I mean, there is a lot of racing that's going to happen next couple of days. We're going to start out with these guys over the Lucas Oil 200 there, so you can see it there. Lucas Oil 200 for the ARCA series. That's Saturday, and I think there's not a lot televised, but I don't know about y'all. I always like the ARCA series. The ARCA East, like it's West. Like, there's so many different things, but I do actually get to see a bunch of good racing, and they go to a bunch of places that you don't get to see and don't get a lot of momentum. And there's also the K&N series. I mean, like, there's all kinds of stuff like these races, like the ARCA does and the K&N and all them. Like, there's a lot of good racing between all those series. But the ARCA race, that's going to be their practice tomorrow from 4:05 to 4:55. Qualifying's Friday at 1:30, and then the race is Saturday at 1:30 on FS1. And again, watch it if you know. I mean, they're pack racing. Sometimes you see like two giant separated packs of people, like separated. But I'd like to see that, and just to see what they're doing. You get to see it again, like Ty Gibbs, like all these big names, like they were there not that long ago. And we need them to keep the thing going. And now there's a lot of really just young talent. I don't think, I mean, granted, it's hard to see them, so I'm not talking trash about that, because it is occasionally very hard to even get to notice, like the ARCA series on. It's just really hard to find them, timing wise and all kinds of stuff, because they never get the credit, because on the sports channels there's still all those other sports that are going on. But I'm looking forward to the race. I think everyone should watch the race. I think there's going to be a lot, if you haven't watched it before, I mean, they do get good racing. And their pack racing, I mean, in years past has been different. So I'm just excited to see what everything's going to look like this year. But again, I'm really looking forward to the weeks to come after, because it's still Daytona. So one person could wipe out half the field, and that could be it. So, but there's some good stuff still. Moves us on to these guys. Truck Series, running the Next Era Energy 250 at Daytona. Like, I don't know if you guys ever watch, anyone listening to this, like the Truck Series, watch the Truck Series, any of that. I think people should. It's just the timing where it normally runs and all that. It's hard to catch. And some people don't get FS1 and all those other problems. Like I completely understand that, but I got to go to my first truck race in a very long time at Darlington this past fall, and it was refreshing to see it. And there was really good, racing to come out, except for Jennifer Jo Cobb, who was like a year behind everybody. But yeah, it was really good. And there's a lot of young, hungry drivers. And I'd like to see what they're going to. I mean, I enjoy their racing. I think they beat on each other more than the other two normally do, like series wise. For the top tier touring series, like excuse me, I think the trucks beat and bang on each other more than Cup and Xfinity Series does. And I think that's a really good thing. I think it's really cool. I really, thoroughly do like most of the races. They run on different road courses than the other series. They go up to Canada and stuff. Like there's a lot of good stuff that happens in the series. And again, I just don't think it gets, as much love as it deserves. And literally, like I was at Darlington, doubleheader, trucks beginning of the day, Southern 500 at the end, and just the crowd difference between the two races was just astronomical. Like whenever you see them, there's not a lot of people there, and I don't get it. Like I think a lot more people should go to truck races because they really put on some great racing, and you get to see a lot of names, young, old, all of them trying to get experience, just still holding on and racing and winning races. Like you got it all over different, aspects of the whole entire game. Because there's old wily veterans and there's young hungry guys trying to get through the trucks and on to bigger and better things. So it's an exciting series to me. Again, I just don't think it gets enough love, but some people don't get FS1. Some like it's really hard for a lot of people to see them, and they don't get nearly as much love as I think they deserve, advertising wise and everything else for the races. Like I think they could get more love, but that's just coming from me. Everyone's opinion is different. But practice for them Thursday, 5:05 to 5:55 on FS1, so it's televised. Qualifying is 3:00 Friday afternoon on FS1, and then the race is at 7:30 on Friday, also televised on FS1. So if you have FS1, make sure if you're not doing anything, tune into it. What's it going to hurt to sit down and watch the truck race and see what they got? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that's going on. A lot of young guys, and Matt DiBenedetto. He's now down there and got that ride in the truck series, as he couldn't get anything in the Cup series. And don't worry, I'll get on to my feelings later. I hope he goes down there and wins all kinds of races and gets himself earned some top tier rides, because I feel he's really just been a seat holder for a lot of guys. Like, well, we're just re-signing you for another year. Why? Because we don't think he's ready yet to take over for you. Like he always seemed to be that guy. So I hope he goes down there and just slaughters everybody. You don't have to like it, but that's really the way it is. I hope he goes down there and earns that big time ride in good equipment that he deserves, because I thought he did good in the 95. He did good in his ride before that. He did good for the Wood brothers. Like they were improving last year, like towards the second half, like they were getting better. But no matter what he did, he could have went out and won all kinds of races. He was just there to fill the role that year. Harrison Burton was ready to come up, and I thought that was a shame. But I'm really looking forward to see what he does with this opportunity that he has down there, because I think it could lead to really good things. And again, I've been a Matty D fan for years, because he's just a humble dude, and he believes what he believes in. He believes in himself, and he goes for it a lot. And the other time, to my people that do that, like he bets on himself. It normally works out really good. So I'm super excited for that, and I think we're gonna see him do better this year. This week at Daytona, God knows. Like again, someone's off by an inch, Matty D can go out, be out of the race without doing anything, no fault of his own. So, is it the greatest thing in the world? I mean, situationally, because you hear people we've seen enough of these races, they can go down, but it's going to be good to see what he does this season. I mean, hell, he could come out there, stay clean, and pick up the win. For all we know, he can go and do that Friday night, go out there and boom, and that could be it. And that would be glorious and amazing. We'd all be very excited about that. it's Daytona, so I just don't have any faith. But I do know that it'll be a good race, regardless. It's just seeing how many people are going to be left at the end, because there's been a lot of crash 'em up derbies in recent memory across, restrictor plate races, and all it takes is one person slipping once and all hell breaks loose. So yeah, hopefully there's not, a lot of that, but we shall see, which moves us on to the guys running the beef. It's what's for dinner 300 in the Xfinity Series. A lot of up and comers, a lot of elder statesmen. In recent years, there are a lot of guys that dominated it that are no longer down there anymore. Like it was Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric. Now they're both gone. We had Haley up in the Cup Series for Colleague. We got a lot of, different things and players and people involved in all of that. And now it's time to see who's going to step up now that those guys are gone. I mean, I'm sure Noah Gregson's going to be there. Allgaier, he's an elder statesman. I don't care what anyone says. Like he's that guy there. And there's a lot of names, people that could, improve from all of them. Josh Berry got a ride. There's a lot of, potential down there. There's people that still drive in college. Like I think it'll be really good for AJ Allmendinger. Like there's, to go out there and even, get even better. Because he did, they've all been progressing. That whole team's been progressing and getting better. I just want to see which one of the guys are going to step up to the plate and grab the bull by the horns now that, in 2 years they lost Cindric and Briscoe, and they really did dominate. I mean, Hemrick got the title and finally got all that last race last year. But there's a lot of guys are gone though. That's all I'm saying. Like Hemrick didn't win any races. He was in second all the time. And then until he got the championship there. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can happen down there. But I'm really looking forward to see who's going to grab it all. Again, we'll find out more after this weekend. This weekend could just turn into an all-out, crash 'em up derby. We all know it. They're very good at that. So not only that, that's going to be the thing we're going to find out a lot. We will find out a lot about people's aero packages and all of that. But, I really, though, see who steps up to the plate this year. And we'll see who's going to start trying to do that, this weekend, because you will still see people making aggressive moves and trying to do all that just to, make their mark on it. And I don't know who's going to do what. I think it's going to be a good year for Gregson. I really do think that. And Josh Berry, with everything he did in that car, it's just part-time. I think it's going to be really good for him. I think he's going to have a great year. It's just all depending on how it all works out now. But practice for them, 4:35 to 5:25 Friday on FS1. Qualifying is at 11:35 on Saturday on FS1 before the ARCA race. And then their race is 5:00 Saturday afternoon on FS1. And they normally have good races. I just want to see, who's going to work together and who's going to start showing themselves and moving into that, role that, pretty much Briscoe and Cindric had down pat for 2 years there. Other people might have been there, but it was really, their show. So we'll see how it all, unfolds and works out there. Excuse me. I don't know. I don't think we're going to learn a lot from the race, but there's a lot of good races that have happened in Daytona. Again, I'm not holding out hope that people aren't going to just wreck each other left, right, and differently, but we'll start seeing who's coming out going into the season. Yeah, right now, I just want to see who's going to be the ones to step up, because they need someone to step up. And, who will it be? I don't know, but I got a few picks. I got a few feelings. And I think it's going to be one hell of a season, regardless of what anyone has to say about any of it. I think it's going to be super. It's going to be really, because there's going to be people that finally can step up into that role and see who steps up. Do I think some people got moved up from the series too early? Yes, but does my opinion matter to them? No. So nothing we can do about that, sadly, but it'll be a good year. I think there's a lot to look forward to, which finally gets us to the big daddy, the Daytona 500, which, the Great American Race been running for forever. There's a lot of, things going on there. A lot of stuff's happened in the Cup Series just since last year. Like there's a lot of crazy stuff that's, happened, new faces in the series. We got, familiar faces that are just with different places and different teams now. Like there's a lot. Oh, wow, they have a great rookie class up there. It's anyone's game to win that just with the talent they have. We'll see where it goes. But first on to the schedule, which has single car qualifying tonight, Wednesday night at 8:05 on FS1. Qualifying races, aka the duels, start at 7 p.m. tomorrow night on FS1. Then they practice 5:35 to 6:25 on Friday on FS1. They practice again at 10:30 to 11:20 on Saturday on FS2, and FS1 picks up coverage. Will come online at 11. And then the Daytona 500 live and in living color, 2:30 Sunday on Fox. And I think we're going to learn what people's aero packages really are and stuff. Like we're going to learn all of that, obviously. Racing wise, I would like to see like another Michael McDowell just, get one and you're like, oh, get it. Just because, put someone different in there, gave someone, a spot. And he did push a lot of people to victory, a lot of restrictor plate tracks driving for that team. So it was good to see him be, finally that guy. I think we're really just going to see a bunch of the manufacturers working together. Like, honestly, like they always do, they're going to line up and they're going to do their thing. And we'll see, like, this new gen, next gen thing going on with the car. Like, we'll see who has, figured out, all of it the best so far, at least, drafting wise. We'll see who has the best, power and aero package and all that. Like, we'll figure out all of that stuff. But I'm pretty sure most people are like, when they get the chance, it's going to be, manufacturers working together and all the same stuff we normally do. I just waiting to see how long we're going to go and how many cars are going to be finished. Are going to be running at the end of the race, because we haven't had, been a lot of last lap wrecks and a lot of just wrecks in general. Not a lot of people running at the end of the race. So, we'll see. But I think really we'll see who has, the best, at least aero package and like all the motor and all that stuff going together. Like that'll be it. But I don't think we're going to start figuring anything out until, the second week of the season and on, because again, you see at the air, at these tracks, the big super speedways with the restrictor plates, like all kinds of random people. No offense to them, but it equals out the playing field. And we've seen people from tiny teams win, seen people from big teams win. Like we've seen all kinds of things. So anything's possible. We'll see how even, they say it's the most stock thing they've done in a while. We'll see how even everything is once we get to week 2 and, beyond, and we'll see how it all plays out, how it all works, how the car, stays together. Like, as we did see some equipment issues at the Clash at the Coliseum. So we'll see if they fixed any of those things as well. And I hope that, it's not going to be a major serious thing with people breaking transaxles and all kinds of stuff. But again, it's all brand new. They barely had the parts for just a little bit now to put the cars together. So they're going to keep figuring stuff out. It just makes you, we'll see, actually. Like some of the transaxle stuff, people just, dropping the clutch like they're going to have to get out of pits and stuff. So, we're going to figure out a lot about that stuff. I just hope that there's not a lot of mechanical stuff with it. But again, it's such a new car. We're going to have to wait and see how it works out anyway. So, it's one of those. I just hope it works out really, really good. And I know they'll figure it out. They always do figure it out. I just hope there's not, a lot of mechanical failures costing people stuff just over something that they've always done, but the car not being able to do it. It's one of those. But I have faith in it. At least it doesn't have a wing on it. There's another big one too. So we'll see how it actually works out and all that. And again, qualifying tonight, we'll see what kind of speeds they run by themselves in this new car, which is a good thing. We'll get to judge it off of something, and then we'll really see what they got tomorrow in the duels. They'll be in that pack, and we'll see what they can do moving around and all of that. And I always love the duels. Some of those guys, they have to go and they have to push it, or they're not going to make the race. So I like seeing those and the races between all those guys that are in that position. There's not a lot of them this time. They'll still be good to see all the different stuff that works out in it. When it comes to new faces, new rides, all kinds of stuff, there's a lot of them out there, and we'll see how it all works out. But when it comes to qualifying, there's 6 people that are not locked in, and they're vying for the 4 available spots, which means 2 people will go home, and that's Greg Biffle for New York Racing, Noah Gragson for Beard Motorsports, Kaz Gralla for the Money Team Racing, which Floyd Mayweather just started, Timmy Hill for Motorsports Business Management, Jacques Villeneuve for Team Hesburg. There's a good name. I haven't heard that one in a while, but he's good. And JJ Yeley, again, for Motorsports Business Management, throwing a second car in there. And the top finisher out of those guys in both qualifying races qualifies and makes the show. And then the last 2 positions are off of qualifying speed, who had the fastest lap among those 4 guys. So there's a guy they're going to be running and have to go, and they have no option but to go. Like, it's either go or you're going home, and you just wasted all this time, money, everything. And it's like, that's my favorite part about it, because you see those guys go, you see some guys, they're like, screw it, I don't care. And they're up there, they're dropping back to screw it. Well, we're in the field, let's not wreck the car. And then you see those other ones that are like, screw it, we have to do this or we're going home. And I think that puts a really good, really, really good element into the race, just because of that. Because there's people that are like, what, their whole life is on the line right now and they have to go. And a lot of it's, the underfunded teams or just started teams, people that don't have a charter, but it's guys that really have to go. So I'm very excited to see. I'm more excited to see that than qualifying tonight. But am I still going to try to watch qualifying tonight? Yeah, I'm going to try to, depending on what Hannah says. But a lot of exciting stuff. New faces doing new things. I just want to see what happens. And there's a lot of other things that I could talk about. A few little, keynotes here. Again, don't know how Matty D couldn't find a ride while he was still improving, but Ty Dillon got a ride, which I still don't understand. I mean, we all know why he got the ride. If you're listening to this, it's because it was grandfather. It isn't off of doing anything, because 13 car actually got worse while he was driving it, until they lost Geico and the team was gone. Like, it didn't get better. Like, he didn't even really win a lot of races in the Xfinity Series. Like, I don't get why he keeps getting a ride, even though we all know why he keeps getting a ride. Excited to see what kind of success Colleague Racing has in the Cup Series after how much they've grown in the Xfinity Series. And they're like a big family. One of them does good, they're all there celebrating and doing good. And 2 entrants in the 500, they're locked in, Hemrick and Haley. Both of those guys, have shown what they can do. Look what Hemrick did last year. So that's really exciting stuff going on there. See what Cindric does in the 2. Now that it's, his car, it's his ride, is in the Cup Series, see what kind of learning curve there is. And I think he's going to do great once he figures it out, just seeing how much he figures it out. And on the flip side of that, what does Brad do with Roush Fenwick Keselowski Racing? Now that he's part owner and drives the 6 car and all that, because they've been needing help for years and years. And, he went there. He felt like he could make a difference. I'm really, curious to see what's going to happen there. Like, on both sides of it, the guy that took over his ride and him in his new ride. Like, that's, again, see who gets it going better, because we know whose equipment's better right now. And that's stuff Cindric's in. No offense to Roush Fenway, but when is Roush Fenway, been there and challenging for wins and stuff, like, it just doesn't happen. No offense to them. Like, they know it. We know it. I'm, intrigued to see which is, who's going to start clicking better and get better. But regardless, if Keselowski, no matter how long he's there actually driving, is, doing part owner, if he can help them get better, that's what we need. Like, we need him. If he can help them get better, it'll be better for the sport. Because Roush used to, at one point they had 5 cars and they were out there winning everything. And, now look at him. It's really fallen. And I hope he can actually do something really cool with that. Like, I really do. I wish him all the best luck. Do I think it's going to, be if we're going to see him at the first, race after Daytona, he's going to be out there dominating? No, but I have faith that he can at least, help improve things. I know his truck teams were out there winning races and run for championships still, so he closed them down. So I have faith in him. It's just, how quick can they turn things around? I don't know. I think it's going to be a good season for them. I think it's going to be a better season for them. We just have to wait and see how it works out. Harrison Burton, taking over the 21 car for the Wood brothers, is also in that whole Penske thing. I thought still should be Matty D's ride. No offense to Harrison. I mean, he wasn't out there killing it last year in the Xfinity Series or anything. So, like he got it because of who he was. I mean, I'm not saying he's not talented. He's super talented. We just know that who he is with and all of that. Like they got their guy. And now Matty's in the truck. So I hope Matty goes out there and just dominates and works his way back. I don't wish harm on the Wood brothers, but I think they shafted him. I think a lot of people agree with me that they shafted Matty D. So see how it goes for Harrison Burton, but there's another good one. Kurt Busch, being teammates with Bubba now. I hope he goes out there and dominates it and makes Bubba wake up so he can remember that, racing is the most important thing. Because he's still running around running his suck about something that was disproven. And, I think he's been too caught up in all of that than just actually racing. Because I was such a Bubba fan. And I was pissed. Some of you might remember when he was back there driving the Xfinity Series for, Roush, the 6 car. He couldn't get sponsorship, even though he's in like the top 5 in the points after 6 races. So they had to fold. And he's up there doing his thing. And I just think he's too caught up in all the idiocy. And it's just taken away like his focus from where it needs to be, which is just racing. Screw the rest of it. Like, look what he was doing there in the Xfinity Series. And like, what the hell happened now? I mean, because he had like, that was great equipment last year. That was programmed through Gibbs. And look at all the other guys that have Gibbs, stuff too. Like they're running like he wasn't that good. So I hope Kurt going in there is what's finally going to wake him up and turn him back into the racer that most of us actually liked until he started spewing all that idiocy, which has been disproven. Like, now call me whatever you want. I was a fan of his back when he got shafted. I thought he got shafted. I was pissed because I thought he got shafted. And I think his focus is just gone from racing. Like he's too caught up in all the other idiocy. I hope he gets that stuff back. I really do. Like, because again, I thought he was a great racer and I thought he got screwed. But here we are. There's a lot to look forward to. I'm personally looking forward to the throwback weekend at Darlington. So I'm going to try to get myself down there to see that because that just sounds fantastic. Might try to go to the Roval because it's also here in the state. I think Darlington's actually, closer to me in South Carolina than Charlotte is to me here in North Carolina, but love to go and see the Roval. Never been to a road course race. Haven't been to Charlotte for a race in a little bit. So I'm looking forward to stuff like that. And after the Coliseum and how that works, I'd like to see what, how, Bristol dirt works out this time around, how they're going to improve upon it. Because there was some good to it, but there was also just so much stupid that it hindered the racing, in my opinion. But I'm sure they're going to improve it. It was the first time they did it. Like, so, excuse me, can't hold that against them. I just think, looking forward to those things. And just everyone getting back. I'm looking forward to see what the next gen car is going to, do on track. Because, I'm like the rookie class we have, people in new rides. Like, there's so much stuff to look forward to. New people. Like, I mean, look at Trackhouse. They expanded. So now Suarez has a teammate. We got Floyd Mayweather's thing. Like, there's a lot of, new teams, new owners, like new money, like fresh blood coming into it. And, I think it'll be, if they can make, instead of having a bunch of teams that aren't competitive, that aren't the big guys, if they could actually have people that are putting money into it, like these guys, and actually making so everyone's competitive. I mean, I think that would be, obviously no one's going to say that's bad for the sport, is to get everyone on a competitive level. So it's not just Jennifer Jo Cobb at Darlington last year. If you watched truck race or you were there, she was like the rhinoceros, I believe it is, in the original Jumanji with Robin Williams. Comes huffing and puffing like 3 years behind everybody. Like that had to doing that has to suck. So if we can get in there, it helps, makes people put actual money into teams to get everyone more competitive. And with the new next gen car, I think that could be a really good thing to look forward to. So, there's a lot of good stuff going forward. But right now, first and foremost, our priority, never mind this race, this is the big race, but right there on the screen, Daytona, it is the big everything for all of it. And I think it's very important. It'll be good to see new faces. We're going to see who qualifies, see the rookies doing stuff. But again, we all know that, next week, everything after the checkered flag falls in, the 500 and Daytona weekend's over, except for the winner who's going on the media blitz. I think that's going to be, when we'll really see what's up with the cars and all of that. It's going to be weird seeing all those rookies and all those new faces. in drafting, we all know how weird that normally gets sometimes, see who gets crazy and all that. But there's a lot to look forward to, a lot of good stuff going on, and I'm excited. Hopefully everyone else is excited again, because after this also means F1, IndyCars, like so much more stuff comes online, and there's so much more racing, and there's racing all over the place. And K&N races are like, there's so much, like, it just, I like it. I love it. And I think we got a good year to look forward to. So with that being said, I'm going to jump off. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If that's what you're doing, please feel free to share it out. Video, the audios, look on the Facebook page, follow along there, and share out the links to the audio there too. From page there, like, share it all out. Just word of mouth. Tell people about it, like, do all kinds of stuff, because there's a lot of stuff we could talk about on this. If you ever want to come on here, let me know. We can get on the Zoom thing. We can do all that together and have a good conversation about racing, which is very exciting, which is something that we should all want to do. So, episode 2 is in the books. Enjoy qualifying tonight, even though it's just single car. I mean, it's cars on track. So, see what stands out. See who has the best, single car speed. Which doesn't always mean guaranteed, pack speed, but watch it, enjoy it. I'll be back another day. And please, again, share everything out, follow along on pages. You following along Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, Apple and Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor. Support the show through Anchor if you can. Monthly things like that helps grow, and to get all trademarks, merchandise, all kinds of stuff taken care of. So do all that. I appreciate you all. And until next time, my friends, enjoy the racing. Be good to each other. Peace.